Sometimes adults don't realize what an impact their fights have on their child's mental health. That's what my story is going to be about. Hi, I'm Roxy, and I'm 14. For as long as I could remember, my parents had never paid much attention to me. My mom was a plastic surgeon, and my dad was a fashion photographer. They were constantly fighting over whose career was more important and who made more money. If mom was a Coke, then dad was a Mentos. You know? Everyone knows what happens when you mix those. Exactly. A big boom. Each time they fought, I would hide in a closet with my toy rabbit and eat sweets to feel better. If you keep overeating, you'll become fat and ugly. I'm not paying for your plastic surgery.
For once, I agree with this woman. Roxy, you should stay slim, like the models I work with.
Ever since then, I had been very critical of myself. Will my parents love me if I become perfect? I tried to do well in school, joined a million clubs, and stopped eating sweets to avoid gaining weight. However, none of it made mom and dad care for me. When I turned 14, they finally got a divorce. We came to court because each of my parents demanded full custody of me. When the judge asked me who I wanted to stay with, I felt so anxious I ran away to the bathroom to calm down. A chocolate bar that someone had left by the sink caught my eye. My hand reached for it, but I managed to stop myself. No! If I get fat, no one will love me! The judge called for a recess after I ran away. Everyone was waiting for court to resume in the corridor. I came out of the bathroom and heard my mom talking to her lawyer. Her words broke my heart. I don't even want full custody of my daughter. I just want to annoy my ex-husband. The worst thing was that dad told his lawyer the same thing.
The only reason I want to win is to humiliate my ex-wife. I don't really want custody of Roxy.
At that moment, the whole world seemed to lose its colors. When the judge repeated his question, I said that I didn't care which parent would get custody of me.
In that case, I grant you joint custody. Roxy will switch living between her parents every week.
Mom and Dad put up our house for sale and started to divide their assets. Each of them tried to take everything for themselves. If they could, they would have probably split me in half too. Amidst all that madness, I couldn't find my favorite toy. Roxy, we need to get going. The movers are waiting for us. What's taking you so long? I can't find my rabbit plushie. That ugly rabbit probably ended up in one of your father's boxes. And you're too big to play with toys anyway. Let's go. Mom brought me to her new apartment in the city center. That evening, I saw her dressing up and putting on makeup. Our clinic has hired a new psychologist, Dr. Dorian. He asked me out on a date. I've already found a babysitter for you. Mommy is going to have fun tonight. It must be her. However, it wasn't a babysitter who rang the doorbell, but Mr. Dorian, who came to pick Mom up earlier than expected. Oh, thank you.
What are you doing here?
Who is this woman?
Dang it, she's my ex-wife. I bought this apartment.
What? Living close to you again? The divorced parents were going to live next door to each other. I wouldn't get a moment of peace. Then my babysitter called Mom and said she wouldn't make it. I'm not canceling my date. Watch over Roxy tonight.
Don't even think about it. I'm on a date with Kate.
My parents kept pushing me toward each other until I finally snapped. I'm not a child and I don't need a babysitter. Just, Dad, can I look for my rabbit plushie in your boxes?
Fine, but be quick about it. Would you hurry up?
I don't see my rabbit anywhere. Let me check that box. I climbed onto a chair, but its leg suddenly broke, and I fell right on top of Dad's girlfriend. Ah! Ouch!
See what happens when you eat like a horse? Go to your mother. We're already late because of you.
I was unbearably lonely. I was also supposed to go to my new school in the morning, and it was nerve-wracking. The only thing that could have calmed me down was my toy rabbit, but I never found him. In the end, I grabbed all the sweets in our apartment and impulsively ate them. In the morning, Mom came to my room to wake me up and saw a small mountain of empty wrappers on the floor. What the heck is this? You're already the size of an elephant. Mom's words made me feel so nasty I decided to follow a strict diet. I wore baggy clothes to school so that no one would laugh at my body.
Jeez, Roxy, you're not a beauty at all.
And your style. Soon, Dr. Dorian picked her up so that they could go to work together.
Roxy, are you going to school? Do you need a ride?
Oh, don't mind her. Walking will do her good.
She needs to lose some weight.
Nothing much happened at my new school until the geography class. 3 girls walked into the classroom. They looked beautiful and confident. And then I realized that one of them was Gina, a famous aspiring model. Everyone in town knew who she was. Hey, why are you staring at Gina like that? I just recognized her. She's so beautiful and slim. Can't you see she's my fan? What's your name? Roxy? Do you want me to sign your notebook? Thanks, but there's no need. Quiet down, girls. The class hasn't ended yet. After they sat down, the teacher asked us a question about the topic we were studying. I was the only one who knew the answer. That impressed the teacher, and not just her.
Hey!
Roxy, you were awesome in class today. We aren't as smart as you. My grades are atrocious. I wish we had a smart friend like you. That'd be great. We'd even let that friend comb Gina's hair. What an honor. Do you want to join our gang, Roxy? Do you take me for an idiot? I know you don't want to be friends with me. You just want me to do your homework for you. You do realize that this is your only chance to become one of the cool kids, right? No one wants to talk to a scarecrow like you. I think I'll survive. Then get out of here. You can't sit with us. Perhaps I shouldn't have turned down the offer of those plastic Barbies. They could have taught me to be beautiful and slim. After school, I came to my old house to look for my plushie there. To my surprise, I saw a man in the window. Had a new family already moved in? A guy called Fred opened the door. He was wearing dark glasses indoors, and I realized that he was probably blind. I explained to him that I used to live in that house and asked him for permission to look for my forgotten toy.
Oh, sure. You can come in.
Wow, where's all your stuff?
Our furniture and other things will be delivered in a few days.
It didn't sound very convincing, but I decided to let it go and not interrogate the guy. Next, I searched every inch of the house, but my plushie seemed to have vanished into thin air. Do you want some money for a proper meal?
No, thank you though. My parents will be back with dinner soon. Have you found your toy?
No, we probably lost it during the move. Sorry for bothering you. I'll leave now. Soon, it was Dad's turn to watch over me for a week. Kate was always around because Dad was obsessed with her. I swear, he wouldn't talk about anything or anyone else. Did all the people in love turn into morons?
I'm so lucky to have Kate. She used to be a model, but then she started a career as a photographer. That's how we met.
Kate was probably just as mean and arrogant as Gina. All beautiful girls were like that. Just as I thought that, Kate suddenly looked at me with genuine concern. Roxy, why aren't you eating anything? I'm on a diet. I need to lose 45 pounds or so. Forget about that broken chair. It wasn't your fault. By the way, did you find your rabbit plushie?
That's right, your toy. Roxy, I remember now. I threw that ugly thing out before we moved.
What? You just threw my friend out? I burst into ugly tears and ran away to my room. Why didn't my parents love me? Was it because I was ugly? When I came home from school the next day, I saw Dad throwing rose petals on the floor.
Roxy, stay at your mom's place tonight. I'm preparing a romantic surprise for Kate. I want to propose to her.
Kate is going to be my stepmother?
Why are you making me repeat myself? Get lost.
I had to go to Mom's place, but she wasn't happy to see me either. Roxy, you're going to be staying with your dad this week. He told me to leave so he could have a date. Are you blind? I'm on a date too. I get it. None of my parents want me. I ran out of the house and cried for a long time until I felt better. And then I bought a hot meal and headed to my old house. Hi, it's me, Roxy. Are your parents at home?
They just left.
Somehow I knew you'd say that. Here, I got you dinner. You must be hungry.
What? No, my parents are getting us pizza.
You don't have to lie to me. I realized your family doesn't live here last time. My guess is you ran away from home and decided to hide here. Fred, were things so bad you couldn't make up with your parents?
You figured it out so quickly. You're right, I did run away, but not from home. I lived in an orphanage. I would give anything to have a dad and mom who would take care of me. Thanks, I'm really hungry.
You know, not all parents love their children. Mine probably wish I'd never been born. What? Then they're dumb.
You're the kindest, sweetest, and most beautiful girl I've ever met.
I smiled sadly and wiped away a tear. Fred was only saying that because he was blind and couldn't see what I looked like. But still, I felt warm inside. We sat on the floor and chatted late into the night until we fell asleep. When I woke up in the morning, Fred was nowhere to be found. I searched the whole house, but he wasn't there. Why do all my friends disappear? At least it wasn't a school day, and I didn't have to go to class and listen to the new stupid jokes about my looks that Gina and her puppets came up with. I was planning to spend the day lying on a couch and reading my favorite manga. However, I realized that I had forgotten the keys to Dad's apartment, and he'd already left for work.
We can't be together anymore.
Roxy, look what you've done! Dorian is dumping me because of you!
No, I'm leaving you because you're heartless. Your daughter didn't spend the night at home and you didn't even care.
I didn't want to go to Mom's apartment and make her even angrier, so I caught up to Dr. Dorian and asked him to give me a ride to Dad's studio.
Roxy, it's not your fault that I broke up with your mom. Don't listen to her. I think you're wonderful and you deserve better. Now, do you mind if we stop for breakfast?
Thanks, Doc, but I'm on a diet.
You starving yourself? I'd like to have a serious talk with your dad.
When we arrived at Dad's photo studio, Dr. Dorian followed me in.
Smile, Gina.
Yes, show us your signature smile.
Perfect. This picture is definitely going on the cover.
Would you look at that? Dad's paying compliments to pretty girls with ugly souls.
I'd like to talk to you about Roxy. What has she done now? Did she fall on someone and crush them or something? Roxy is torturing herself with diets because of the things you say. I stand by my words. She should lose some weight.
Only plastic surgery could save her face, though. I didn't want any of them to see that their words hurt me. Despite that, I couldn't help but burst into tears.
They're right! I'm ugly!
You feel ugly because your parents never took care of you, but I'll help you see how beautiful you are. Kate asked me to take off my baggy clothes and change into a beautiful dress. dress. Then she helped me style my hair. With that done, she took a few aesthetic photos of me. Look how young, slim, and beautiful you are.
I agree with Kate. Roxy, you don't need to put on makeup or diet.
I was so used to hearing that I look fat and thinking I was ugly that I could hardly believe it was really me in those photos. My stepmother helped me leave about 45 pounds of mental baggage in the past.
You look stupid in the pictures, Roxy. Kate is only saying that out of pity.
How can you say that to your own daughter? You're rude and cruel. I'm not marrying you. My heart sank. I was so on edge. Tired of all the negativity around me, I ran away to my old house to hang out with Fred. I knew he would never judge me based on my appearance because he was blind. However, when I arrived, I saw some people carrying furniture into the house. Apparently, there were new tenants. Excuse me, a guy in sunglasses was staying here. Do you know where I can find him? Sorry, dear, we haven't seen him. Roxy, come here! Why did you run away? I was trudging toward the car when I suddenly heard a familiar voice behind me.
Roxy, I'm sorry for leaving so suddenly. I was looking for your rabbit in dumpsters all over town, but I couldn't find him. Sorry. By the time I got back, some people were already moving into the house. I don't know your address, so I was just waiting for you to come here.
Wait, how could you find my toy? Aren't you blind?
What? Did you think that because of my glasses? I wore them to hide a bruise I got fighting a bully. That fight is why I ran away from the orphanage. But now that it's healed, I should go back. They even punished that bully. Can you believe it? Sorry I couldn't find your plushie.
I don't need him anymore. I made a real friend.
See you this weekend then. And by the way, you're even more beautiful than usual today.
He thinks I'm beautiful. You will always be a work of art for the right people, Roxy. Don't listen to bullies and love yourself. Here's what happened next. I contacted child services and told them about the way my parents were treating me. Since neither of them wanted me, I was sent away to an orphanage. Mom and Dad didn't fight for me. They didn't know what love was and only knew how to hate those around them. However, I didn't stay in the orphanage for long. Soon, I was adopted by wonderful newlyweds. Kate and Dr. Dorian were amazing parents. Fred and I are friends now. I believe that I'm beautiful inside and out. If someone thinks they're ugly, they might just be surrounded by the wrong people. Tell me, do you like how you look?